Hello everyone. So hope we're doing great everyone. Just if you are feeling good, just reply good in the chat and let me know. Is my voice audible to everyone? Yes, no. All right. So just give me a moment. All right. So in today's class, we will be learning about more about forms, and we will be learning. We'll be getting a head start on CSS. All right. So let's start with the today's class. So are you guys doing the assignment thing? Just let me know in the chat. Are you guys able to do the assignment stuff, or your guys are facing any issue? Just let me know. All right. So and the attendance link has been shared. You can start also do like mark your attendance. All right. So let's start with the forms. So in yesterday, few of you guys were asking like how to add labels. All right. So because yesterday we are getting late for the class, so in today's class I will be telling you how to add labels, so that what happens is we only have the those text box, but we do not have any mark or indication like what to do, what is the value to be entered. Only we have the like text box of first name, last name, and password. All right. So let's know how to add those labels. So here is a thing you need to add. You need to add an attribute, like here you need to add a ID. All right. Uh, for let's say I want to create a label for the my first name. Give the name. These IDs are very unique. All right. And you can like two like elements cannot have the same ID. Your ID need to be unique for every elements or every tag, you can say. And for these labels, just there is a keyword called labels, and for whom you are creating this label. I'm creating this label for this ID f name. All right. And this is it. This is done. Sorry, this is not self closing. And here you need to put the value like what to show. FIRST NAME, save it, and let's see if we are able to get our desired output or not. Let me open the file for today's class. All right, let me share the screen with you guys. And you can see, let me zoom it a bit. And you can see here we got the label for this text box. All right. So this is how a label is added. Similarly, for the last name also you guys can add like that way, as simple as that. Let me show you. Similarly, add a ID to this last name. Give it an ID, and let's say L name. Let me add a label and who it is for. This label is for L name. Is it clear? Just let me know in the chat if you guys are facing any issue in understanding. Just let me know in the chat so that I can resolve your queries. All right. So here, all right, this is label and this is text box. Clear. All right, mega clear something. So yes, assignment. You need to complete the assignment saga. And so this is the way. I think yesterday Mega or Akshat someone asked me about the label, and I hope your doubt are cleared. How to add label. All right. And yesterday I said that today I'll be explaining you what is the difference. There are two things in the forms. One is here action and other is your method. All right. In action, you need to specify like where your form data will be submitted. All right. And in method, you need to say how your form data will be submitted. All right. So here I will here you can give the URL of a page where you want to submit your form data. All right. Let's say if I want my submit this form data to uh, let's upgrade page. What I can do is I just can simply give the URL here, write the URL of let's upgrade here, and the if I want to submit my form data to this particular, not exactly this is this is giving you like just a random URL, but if you want your data to be submitted to a specific URL, you just can paste your URL here. All right. And here either you can write like I can say right this method, this is either you can write get or you can write post. All right. Let's say if I use get, what happens is there are two different according to our use case, you need to use this get and post. All right. This get usually is used for like and what happens is if you use method get, all the data are shared and the shared you can see all the data in the URL when you submit the form. And this is usually for used for less sensitive or less secure data. If you want to share, then you need to add this method as get. If you want to share some of the secure data like having some sensitive informations and all those stuffs, then there you need to add the method as post. All right. And there is a limitation in get that you can it cannot exceed more than 3000 character, but in post there is no such limitations. All right. And another thing you need to keep in mind that get if you think that the data are not sensitive and these are like normal data, then you can simply use the get method. All right. So this is the difference between the get and post for submission of form data. And you need to just if you are getting confused between action, yeah, and method, just remember this key. Method is how and action is where. All right. Action is where the data will be submitted. So this is all about we learned about. Is it clear for everyone? Just let me know, everyone. CLR in the chat section if it is clear for everyone. Yes, I want everyone. All right, very good, Akshat. Chalo. Let's know more about more. Let's add. Let's say if you want to add a date. All right. If you want to enter, take the input in the form of a date. All right. So how to take those input? Can anyone say? Suppose this is a list of my date of joining or when I want to ask my the person who is behind who is filling the form, like when if this is an employee form, like if I want to add or this is a like personal data form and I want to take the input of your birth date. So how to do that? Let me create a label for, let's say, b-day, birthday. I'll be taking the input of their birthday. All right. And let's say birthday. Then can anyone say in the chat like which type of thing I will be using here? Like can anyone say what is the input type I need to add? Any idea? Yes, I am waiting for your replies. All right, let me say here you need to add input and simple type as date, as simple as that. There is no complicated stuffs, and you can give it a name as birth date. All right, give its ID, give it an ID as bday. All right, and let's and this is it, done. And since it is self closing, you need to give a forward slash and end it. Let's see how it looks in the in our browser. All right, chalo. Let's see, reload it, and you can see this is how your input you can take. You can just pick your date, or if you want to change the year, you can scroll from here and select a year and select a month. All right, and it is done. This is how you can do like add a date to your forms. All right. All right, you want to see how the data is stored in the URL. All right, I will be showing that. All right, first let me complete some of the form things and then we'll be having a look. All right, so this is how you can add date to your form. And if you want to add a checkbox, let me show you how to add a checkbox to this form. It is as simple as that. Or suppose if you want to add if you know the checkbox and you want to know how to add a drop down type of stuffs where you can select any one from them. All right, so let me add a beer here. All right, create a create a label for, let's say I want to ask my uh, like um, people to like which device you love to play as your instrument. All right, music. Let's give it a ID name as music device. Which device? Let's ask which device do you play? All right, let me ask. And for that, I will be taking the input. Here we are not taking the input because here we will be using the selection stuff. All right, here we'll be giving them options and from there they can select. All right, because for that we'll be using this select tag because here we are not allowing people to input any datas like text and all stuff. Here we will be allowing people to select from the input options we have. All right, give it a name it as something as instruments. All right, and it, and inside that what will be given, you will giving the people options. All right, options will be having like give it a value for each options. Like let's say my first, if you love to play guitar, and if and this is and here write guitar, which will be visible on the browser. All right, let's give more options to them. All right, give it a value. All right, give it a value as something as keyboard if they love to play keyboard, and give a value as keyboard. And let's add another options for them as give it a value like let's say like you can say which instrument you want people to ask for. Any instrument suggestions you want to add to the form, just let me know in the chat if you want. Or let's say if someone wants flute. All right, if you guys have your laptop along with me, just I want everyone to do these stops along with me, and so that you can mark. If you are facing issue right now, you can just ask me. All right, save it, and let's see what happens if I write only this. All right, let me stop sharing. Reload it, and you can see here at the very bottom we have a, like you see there is a drop down and we have a options here, like you can they can select keyboard, they can select guitar, they can select flute. All right, is it clear? Are you able to do this? There are also different attributes and we can have a better control over it. All right, and we'll be learning more about this. All right, all right, clear, very good. So I just want to know, are you guys doing along with me, or you are just having a look? I just want everyone, if it is possible for you, if you have your laptop along with me, you can just start doing. All right. Suppose you guys want to create a submit button. All right. So how you need to do that? Just simply input type is equal to submit. You can use. You can also use buttons, but we'll be learning more about it in the upcoming. And this is a value, like what will be like the value for it. Let's add a value for it as submit. Right, and end it and see what happens. Let me share the screen. Reload it, and you can see there is a submit button at the very end. And if I press on submit, this because I have set the action as let's upgrade.in. So this, after clicking on submit, the this page opens up. All right, because my data are transferring to let's upgrade page. Let me add some values, random values, and see what happens right now. Let me select, let it be flute, submit, don't save. All right, so this is how the forms work. All right, and in the upcoming class we'll be learning more about these forms, and we can, if the time permits, we will be learning about styling stuffs. All right, like more about how to style our form. And is it clear till this, everyone? So since I have used the method post, like no datas are transferred through the URL. All right, is it clear till now how to create the, this is how you can create your input type submit with a value submit, the value which you write here, which will be displayed in the submit button. All right, send, if you write a send and save it, let's see what happens. If you want key, I don't want to write submit. All right, I want to write send. So if by changing the value there, you can see at the very top left corner, you get it as send. Clear? Yes. All right, very good. So this is how your form is made, and don't worry, like we haven't applied any styling to this, so this is looking very odd. All right, so for that, to know more about styling, we'll be learning today about CSS. All right, so does anyone knows what is the meaning of CSS, like, or any full form of CSS? Anyone from you guys? What is CSS? We learned about HTML. All right, today we'll be starting CSS. Does anyone know about what is CSS? Yes, cascading styles set. All right, Mega, very good. Others, all right. Kunda is a cascading style set. Parav, cascading style set. All right, very good. So the CSS stand for cascading style set. So this is basically, it is a styling language. All right. So we use CSS to style our web pages. All right. And this is we can say this as a styling language. So there are different ways to style a page. All right. Let's see how we can do, how we can style a page. Let me open your first class, I guess. Let me share the screen. And here we have, here this is the explorer in the left, very left side of the screen. Here we can like just traverse to different codes. All right. This is our day one file. Just click here and the file will be open right here. So this is the file or this is the thing which we have done in the day one. All right. So now we'll be learning is what is CSS and how to do that, how to do the styling thing. All right. Like we can style a CSS by there are different forms. All right. You can do inline styling, you can do inline, you can do embedded styling or internal styling, and you can also do the external styling. All right. I know this might sound very odd, like because we haven't done any practical step. Inline styling is something like that. Here in it's here inside the tag we'll be adding the attribute style with the rules like what we want to style. All right. Suppose I want to change the color of this heading to somewhere around let's say blue. All right, and save it. All right. So this is how we'll be doing the inline styling in the line. All right. Inside inline styling is done inside the tag. So this is you need to add the style attribute, and here you need to add the rules. All right. So what I am doing, I am styling. What styling you need to, this is the rule which I am setting for the style. Like I am styling the color, I am changing the color of this default color, I am changing it to blue. All right. So here we need to write color, give a colon mark, then you can write the color directly. There are different you can write the I will be telling you where like what are the different types of like how we can represent color. There are different types methods you can imply, like you can implement to apply color to your page. So just to give you example, I am showing you this. All right. So just save it and see what happens. Let me stop the sharing and do the screen share. Open the browser. All right, just let me open day one, and you can see the color of the heading one is changed. If the change visible to you, just reply visible in the chat. Are you able to see the change in, by default the color was black for the whole page. All right, but I managed to change the color to blue. This is how the not visible. All right, let me zoom it a bit. Is it visible right now? The change in color. Apply. I change the color to blue. Just let me know, Mega. All right, visible. Very good. Then suppose let's say this is a paragraph. Now I want to change the color of this paragraph. All right. So similarly, we can also change the color of this paragraph. How to change? Let me open the VS Code. All right. Here inside this paragraph, let me add a style and add color. Let me change this color to chocolate. All right. Save it. Let me open the browser. See, previously the color was black. All right. The color was black, and when I reloaded, this color is implemented to the page, and you can see our paragraph is now in chocolate color. All right, is it visible? Can you see the change in color? Is it interesting? All right, chalo, very good. So this is how you can change the color of the paragraph. All right, suppose I have multiple paragraphs. All right, in this, let's say in this page, let me share the VS Code screen. Suppose I have multiple paragraph, like I have one more paragraph here, right here, and more paragraph right here. Right. Suppose I have, let me copy this and paste it. Right. Suppose I have three paragraphs. I want to add same color to all the three paragraphs. All right. Chalo. So for that, if I follow this procedure, like the inline styling thing, so what I have to do is every time I need to apply a color to a specific tag, I need to write the same thing repeatedly. All right. Here, if I follow this inline stuff, I have to write this. Suppose I don't want this styling here. I want the styling to be applied to the first and last. So here I have to write the same thing two times. All right, save it, and this style will be applied also. You can see. Let me share the screen. I have applied to the first and the last paragraph. All right, you can see the first and the last paragraph are changed to the chocolate color. Is it visible? Can you see? Do you guys think it? Don't you think that this is a very repetitive task for applying the same color to like a paragraph? If I want also to all the paragraph to be same color, isn't it very a repetitive job? Like if I need to apply here to all the paragraph, I need to write the same line multiple number of times. All right, I need to up if I want to add to even this to this third thing to the second also, I need to write the repeated thing. What happens is by writing the same thing repeatedly, we are also the size of the file is also increasing, and also it is very our code is becoming very bulky. To avoid such situations, what we can do is we can just remove this from here and follow this alternative mode of styling. All right, this styling has do not it has no we don't this thing will need to be written inside the header, not inside the body. All right, and this is called what we'll be learning right now is you can say internal or embedded styling, you can say. All right, for that you need to add a tag, style tag, and inside that, here I am using p, don't get confused, I'll be telling you why I am using this way. And here let me add the color as chocolate, save it, and you can see, don't worry about it, I will be explaining this thing you in details. All right, let me share the screen, and you can see by simply writing this for like color rule for single time for once, I am able to apply color to the whole paragraph instead of writing multiple times. This what happens, this reduced my redundancy stuff. All right, and help me to reduce the bulkiness of the code. So this is, you can say, embedded or you can say internal css, you can say. All right, so this is how the here what we are doing. Here we need to remember some of the stops. All right, some of the terminologies here, since we want to change the color of the paragraph. All right, so we are using paragraph. This is called as a selector. we are selecting a paragraph and to apply some proper rules, or to apply some like css if you want in the some, if you want coloring, if you want to change any styling stuffs, you want to first select a element, all right, to apply those styling. All right, here I want to color all my paragraph to chocolate, so I am selecting my paragraph right here. So first you need to write that, you need to keep those mind the styling stuff. Instead of writing inside this style attribute, you need to write inside the head and using the style tag. There you need to select the paragraph p, all right, and start the curly bracket. Inside this curly bracket you need to write the rules, like I need, and this rule have a property and a value. What property I am applying, I want to change the color, so this is the property I want to apply, and the value of it is chocolate. All right, so this thing you need to keep in mind. So this is how we can do the internal styling. So there is also we can do external styling. So before proceeding to external styling, so let me just remind you, like if after completion of this essential course, you have a chance to learn more on a html and css by doing projects, and having one-on-one mentorship for from me and from different mentors. And you can also get yeah, you can get to have a like placement assistance on all the stuffs you can have. All right, simply this can be done by you can say taking part in pgp courses. There are a lot of pgp courses you can have in ml ai, and you have in web development, you have in data science. So let's see a video so that you can have a more information about it.
Hey, hi guys, this is Sai Kiran from LetsUpgrade, and I'm here today to congratulate you all guys for completing or like for pursuing our Essentials program in various fields what we do. And I want to tell that yes, this is amazing program what you're doing, but if you want to continue this learning and want to take your career to next level with a one-on-one personal mentorship what we are not providing in Essentials, and also build real-time projects, then join our 6 months PGP full stack program in data science or AIML or web development in MERN stack or Python Django. That's it. Bye-bye.
All right, so this is all about your pgp courses, and you can have like get placement assistant, you can have uh, one-on-one mentorship, and you can avail all those things. And along with that, you get to do a real-time projects. All right, so along with that you will be getting this, just apply this coupon code. You can apply this coupon code pritish, and you can get a discount of around 4,000. All right, so simply by using this coupon code, all right, you will be getting a discount of around 4,000 in your courses if you are applying for it. All right, this will be a hands-on training, and completely practical based, and lot of stuffs are there. All right, there is more for you in this courses. All right, let it be. If you want, you can use my coupon code with this to get discounts. All right, so now we learned, let's go to css. So if we learned about and doing inline stuff, and we learn about doing those internal styling stuffs. All right, suppose since this is a small code, we do not face much difficulties. All right, and what happens if you start doing a bigger project and with a lot of things, there you might face a lot of difficulties, right? So for in that case, what happens is this tile keeps on increasing. All right, this tile thing keeps on increasing, and your page becomes, the single page becomes a very bulkier page. All right, so to avoid such to increase the bulkiness of a single page with styling and all the stuffs. All right, so you can also do the styling externally. How to do that? How to do external styling? All right, simply you can do that by, let me create so, and before doing the external styling, I am giving you a tip. You need to remember that always, like the files, the assets, the image, the videos, all the things which you are adding to your files. All right, like you can say, what you need to do is you need to separate those stuff at a very initial stage, so that if the code or if your web page become bulkier, it becomes very easy to find the files and also to manage all those files. So for that, I'll be telling you how to create a folders, how to separate your styling files along from the HTML files. All right, so here I have the bunch of HTML files. I need to create a folder where I'll be keeping all my style files. All right, so how to create a folder in you can say in VS Code. All right, simply here in click HTML, in this at the very you can see my cursor here, you can say when I over here, it is saying new folder. Click it and write the name the folder as styles, and you can see a new folder of style is created. And suppose what I need to do is, I need to add my css external css file. All right, for adding external css file, you need to keep the css files comes with an, since the html files comes with the extension as html, also you can use htm. All right, this css file also comes with an extension which is called as .css. All right, so how to create a css file using VS Code? Simply just click here. All right, name the file as style.css, save it, boom. Now we can see a external file has been css file has been created in our VS Code. All right, so similarly, instead of writing this, let me comment this. Simply select it, press Ctrl forward slash, and instead of writing here, I can write it. Let me copy this and simply paste it here. Since I have marked this in a comment section, this part of the code will not work. All right, and what I have done, I have created one external CSS file and copied those rules along with the selectors, you can say, and this is the rules. I have copied this and transferred it to a CSS file. Let's see if it is working or not. Now save it. Let me know if it is working for you guys. All right, you can see, let me reload it. It is not working. Why it is not working? Can you say why it is not working? Can anyone say? Because I have created a file, but it is not working. Why? Because I haven't created any relation between the HTML file and CSS file. All right, I haven't created any link so that it will understand that for adding style, I need to refer this file. All right, no link has been created between this HTML and CSS file. That's why this property is not applied. All right, to create a link, simply use the tag name as link. All right, give it a type, like which type of file it is. You can say text slash css file. All right, and create which type of relation is there between this link and the file. All right, so I can say this is a style sheet. The file I am linking is a style sheet. This is the relation. There are different types of relation depending on different types of you can say files. But for CSS, let know for now is style sheet. Create a reference, like you need to add a reference like where the file is present. It is present, you can see at the very left side, it is present inside the style folder. There is a file inside the style folder. There is a file named as style.css. All right, style style folder, style, then forward slash The file name is style.css. And since it is a self, and you can just close it. All right, save it. So this is how a link has been created between your HTML and the CSS file. All right. So now since the link is done, let's see will it work or not. See, boom. Since previously we haven't created a link, this is not working. And now since we have created the link and applied this property, like and applied this property of color, you can say I have applied the color as chocolate, and this color is applied to the whole paragraphs. All right, is it visible? Is it clear for everyone? Just reply CLR in the chat. I want everyone to be active enough and respond in the chat. Yes, no. All right, clear. Very good, Vaibhav. Mega Akshat. All right, very good. Rahul. All right. So now let's get into more advanced stuffs. All right, in CSS. Now let's learn about class and IDs. All right, in CSS, what is a class and what is a ID? All right, class are very, you can say class are something like ID is something very unique. All right, in every or something you can relate to your roll number if you are a student, or if you are an employee you can say related to the employee ID which is provided by your company. All right, every like what happens is if I enter to a class, if I call if I call with a name as Akshat, there might be different more than one Akshat. If there is a chance, if there is a case, there are more Akshat is present. If I call, then what happens, like if I have two Akshat in the class, then two of them will stand up. All right, to like call like a specific to address like particular student with a specific identity, a unique roll number is provided to everyone. All right, so similarly you can say a unique ID is provided to every element to address it uniquely. All right, so this is you can say what is a ID is all about. All right, it is a very unique element, or you can relate with a roll number or employee ID if you want. All right, if we relate it with the real time scenario. But if class is something like a collective stuff of thing, if you want to apply something to a group of certain thing, then there the class is implemented. All right, you cannot repeat the ID name or give the ID name, same ID name to multiple elements. All right, but you can give a class name, same class name to multiple elements. All right, clear ID class stuff. Once I show you the implementation of it, the things will be more clearer in front of you guys. All right, so let's see. Let me give a class name to this. All right, as let's say para. All right, and let me give the last, we can add you can say same class name to multiple elements since I have mentioned. All right, let me add para to this and this. In CSS, all right, in CSS the class name is represented using this. First a dot is here, previously a selector is like written directly, the tag name which you are selecting is written directly, but to address a paragraph you need to add a dot before it, and to address a ID you need to add, suppose there is a ID as para 1. All right, suppose there is a ID, or you can say, or in this way it is also written. All right, suppose the ID is written this way. All right, so you need to represent ID with a hash and a paragraph with a dot. All right, so these are both the ways which you can represent a paragraph or a ID. Since I have implemented para as class, so what I will do is, let me select if, let me comment this, control selected and control forward slash. There in HTML, we are commenting this way, like less than sign, exclamation, dash dash, and it is ending with dash, double dash, and greater than sign. But in CSS, the comment is different, like forward slash star, star forward slash. All right. So this is how we comment, and to like for a shortcut, select it and place control and forward slash. All right. So let's say if I want to add the color, let me change the color to something like red. Red. All right. Save it and see the class name of two paragraphs are para. All right. And it is represented in dot para. Color is red. And let me see if the changes is applied or not. All right. Let me share the screen with you guys so that things will be more clearer. Let me reload it. Boom. And you can say, since I have said the paragraph uh, 1 and para 2 with class as para and set their color as red, so that's why the their color has been changed. All right, to red color. Suppose I want to set a ID for a paragraph. All the paragraph with this ID will be color, its color will be changed to, let's say, somewhere around yellow. All right, how to do that? Let me set a ID first. Let's say para yellow. All right, let me copy this. Since we are representing a ID, we need to add hash. All right, and give this paragraph how to represent a ID. Just write ID equal to double quote, within that write the ID name. My ID name is para yellow. All right, save it, and inside this para yellow add a color. Let me set it to yellow. All right, save it, and let me reload it, and you can see the color of it is changed to yellow. All right, so this is how we can manipulate by using ID and classes. All right, is it clear among you guys? Just reply me CLR in the chat section. Are you guys clear with ID and classes? Yes, I just want everyone to respond. All right, clear. Difference between ID and class, Mega is asking. So IDs are very unique. Just I have said you with the example. These are very unique. You need to add to the unique elements. Like this is somewhere you can relate it to the roll number and your employee ID. You cannot have the same ID. You can't give the same ID name to multiple elements. And but you can, the difference between this is class, you can give the same class name to multiple elements. All right, so this is one of the use case. In the upcoming classes we'll be learning more of the use case of ID and classes, but for now you need to remember this is one of the major difference you need to understand. All right, and one thing you need to keep in mind that you cannot give a space. Suppose I have written this para yellow. All right, if I give space, you cannot give space between a name. All right, your name should be a single name. All right, if let's say if I do not want this to be para yellow, I want to alphanumeric stuff. Let's see if it is working or not. All right, let me name it as para 1, and also name this as, instead of para yellow, let me rename it para 1. Will it work? Can anyone say? Will it accept this type of naming? Can anyone say? I just want everyone to keep on experimenting. Unless you keep on experimenting, you won't be able to know. See, it is working. That means the numeric the alphanumeric naming is accepted. All right. And say, yeah, someone asked me, sir, I want to add underscore. All right. Here, para underscore one in the ID name and save it. Will it work? Can anyone say, will it work? Yes, no. Because I want you guys to be active. All right. You always keep on experimenting. All right. After my teaching, you keep keep on experimenting just by remove one exclamation, remove the quotation mark, and see what happens. So that if you keep on experimenting by removing and adding stuff, uh, like uh, you your doubts will be cleared, your problem solving or the bug resolving ability will be increased. All right. And see, it is working. All right. So this is also accepted. So but the space is not accepted. All right. This thing you need to keep in mind. All right. Is it clear between id classes? Mega, do you is your doubt is because you are not getting the output. Akshita is not getting the output and it's showing the localhost. Are you for currently you do not need any localhost. You can just write your code in your page, and then there is no need to connect with a localhost. All right, Akshita, you can just write the HTML code and open it directly in the browser. All right, you do not need to host in any live servers. All right, S- just simply open the file in your browser and you can see the output directly on your screen. All right. Chalo, very good. And next thing, we are done with suppose someone says you want to add border to this paragraph 1, the para 1, that is the central paragraph. How to add a border? Simply add border. And now let me give it a size, like the border need to be of 5 pixels. All right. And that need to be a solid one. If you want the border to be dashed one with it like hyphen thing, you can give it a dashed one, and you can give it a color as red or something as you can say blue. And let me change the color to it somewhere brown. Right, save it and let it be somewhere around green. Save it and see, are you able to achieve this or not? Are you able to get the border stuff or not? Reload it and see, boom, we are able to get a border inside our paragraph. All right. Suppose you guys might say, sir, my text is very close to the border. I want to add a space between my border and the text. All right. The internal space between the border. All right. How to do that? So this can be done. This can be done simply by adding, you can say, can do the padding and add a padding of uh, around 15 or 20 pixels and save it. Yeah, let me share the screen. And this was without the padding. All right, let me reload it and you can see what happens once we add the padding. Boom. So a space, what happens is a extra additional space between this border and the text is applied. All right, is it clear, everyone? So external space has been created between this paragraph and the border, and now it is very clearly visible than the previous paragraph. All right, so this is how we can add paragraphs. So now we learned about colors. All right, instead of writing those colors directly, there are also different ways of writing colors. All right, let me let us know. Can I take more are you guys Can I take your more of your like 5 or 10 minutes so that I can share you more information how to add, like say more about colors, how to add. There are different methods of adding different varieties of color. Can I take your more 5 or 10 minutes? Is it possible? Like, can I have your permission? If yes, just let me know in the chat. Yes. Can I take your more 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes? Yes. All right. Chalo. Very good. So there are different mode. Instead of writing colors directly, you can write in the hex code in this format, which is you need to add like like this. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right. In a hex code, hexadecimal code, you can also add the colors. All right. This by writing hash within hash, you can add the colors. All right, and you can also pick. So this is one of the method. All right. This hex code, just listen carefully. All right. This hex code consists of 6 digits. All right, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This first combination of this first two, like B and 8. All right, let's say 3B and 1B. All right, this 1B, the combination of first two, that is 1B. All right, this first two combination decides what it will be the intensity of the red. The combination of second two decide what will be the intensity of the green, and the combination of the third two, that is 3B, decide says us what will be the intensity of the green. Since we all know we have a primary color, right? Red, green and blue, and all the colors that are present in the universe are developed by the combination of this. All right, like most of the colors you can say, like the major colors are formed by the combination of this RGB. All right, so by writing this, there is a digital, you can say, mixing, color mixing is done, and you get a resultant color in the form of a this. You can by writing 1B, 2B, 3B, you'll be getting a color somewhere around grayish color. All right, save it and let's see if it is working or not. All right, if the hex code thing loaded, and you can see the color of it now changes. This thing you need to keep in mind. Like everyone, it is said that you apply those hex code, but you need to understand the first two combination is for red, say next two is for green, and last is for blue. All right, so this is the RGB combination you need to keep in mind. And there is also another form. All right, after RGB, this hex code, also there is one more interesting, you can just write RGB. Just let me show you in the example so that things will be more clearer. Just give me a minute. Suppose you say there's, you can also write by simply RGB, and here the first, and start with a bracket. The first one will be red, the next one will be green, the third one will be blue. These three values takes integer values. All right, 0 to 255. All right, you can write your range in this unit. All right, let's say this will be 0, this will be like 23, and this will be around 200. Save it. All right, the range is 0 to 255. All right, and it takes only integer values as its input. Save it, reload it, and say by by writing those RGB values. All right, you get this. Suppose you want to manipulate the opacity, all right, of this paragraph. All right, so you can manipulate all the opacity along with this RGB. You need to add a one additional stuff. All right, with RGB you need to add RGBA. All right, and here let's say 0.2. Here we cannot, this A is the alpha value which decides the opacity, and its value starts from 0 to 1. Within that you can set your one is like higher, like you can see, let me add this, let's say 0.5. Save it, the same color, but I have added a additional thing, that is alpha value for the opacity. Save it. Let me share the screen. All right. Mm, just give me a minute. My browser is stuck right now. Just give me a minute. So this is how you can I don't know, something happened to my browser and it is not responding right now. All right. So this is the way where how you can do the coloring stuffs. All right, so in the next class we will be creating a complete web page, like, and we will be adding the videos, the images, we'll be styling those, we'll be adding a header, we'll be adding if possible we'll be adding different values, different element to the navigation bar, we'll be adding, embedding a YouTube video, we'll be adding a paragraph, we'll be adding if we time get, we'll be adding a banner to it, and footer. The complete web page will be completed in the next class. All right. So I want everyone to be present in the next class and do all the steps along with me. All right. It will be a complete, you can say, we'll be developing a web page starting from start to end in the next class. All right, so join as early as possible you can, and we will be completing all the steps. All right, you can join the community and the assignment also will be submitted to you there. And if you want to connect with me offline, you can also connect with me in the community, or you can join connect with me on LinkedIn. All right, so that's it from today's class. Thank you everyone for joining in, and have a great day. Good night everyone.